Good morning, guys. It is 11:30 on Wednesday, the 5th of June 2024, and that means that we are currently 2 years and 9 weeks into this roughly 8-year fire journey. Apologies if you can hear a lot of banging and stuff. I'm getting some work done, and there's scaffolding being put up currently. So there's not a lot I can do about that, but other than try and keep it fairly short today. So as you can see, the market currently today is up almost 0.9%, which is a pretty significant amount, although it does look as if there was a bit of a red candle sort of in the previous few days, so most of that is perhaps just kind of regaining ground. Current market value sitting at 78.85, and our current return on investment sitting at around about 19.3% there. Current average price 66.08 or 9 if you round it off. And let's go ahead and buy our weekly £120 worth of shares in the S&P 500. That's going to buy us around about 1.5 shares today at current market value. We'll have a look at the notifications in just a second. So we did get 1.52 shares for 78.87. Let's see, have figures adjusted? I think so. So current portfolio value is just over 16,300 with 206 shares purchased. Average price will have changed slightly, I would imagine. Yeah, I promised you a look at the notifications. So there's our purchase just now. As I normally say, this is the Trading 212 practice platform that I'm using. So all the money shown here is hypothetical, but I am an investor, and this is purely for privacy reasons that I'm not showing you my actual portfolio. So the biggest stocks before earnings here: CrowdStrike, Hewlett Packard, Dollar Tree, Brown Forman, Campbell Soup. Core Scientific up 38% after reported sale to CoreWeave for $5.75 per share. Bath and Body Works down 8% as cautious outlook signals demand could remain subdued. Biggest stocks there: GitLab, Bath and Body Works, Core and Main, Health Equity, Donaldson Company. Nvidia shares up 3.5% after unveiling the next-gen Rubin AI chip. Paramount Global up 7% as Skydance Media raises buyout offer. Spotify up 4% after announcing price hikes for subscriptions in the US. GlaxoSmithKline, I think that is, GSK down 9% as Delaware court ruling links Zantac heartburn drug to cancer. The reason I'm doing this at the minute is just to draw your attention to that there. And I would say, guys, pay attention in the years to come, particularly with regards to a particular medical intervention that was brought out about 3 years ago now, which the intention seems to have been to give to everybody. And you watch and see if that thing that they brought out about 3 years ago is not linked to cancer. I'll eat my hat. GameStop skyrockets 100% as Roaring Kitty reveals $116 million position. Guys, those are the notifications for today, and that I think is pretty much everything I have for you right now. I've already mentioned the platform. I have previously said I'm not awfully sold on the new look of the platform, but at least in the short term, I've decided to stick with what I've got. That could still change. I haven't made a final decision on that. But to be honest, in the first instance, I actually had difficulty getting the graph to kind of look something like the way it does in terms of the amount of detail I can see on screen at any one time, and I personally feel I need that amount of detail to be able to understand what the market is currently doing. Previously it was as if I could only see a snapshot of that, and obviously then that was a lot more difficult to interpret. But guys, with that said, the investment here is the Vanguard version of the S&P 500 exchange traded fund. The reason that we use Vanguard is that historically Vanguard had one of the lowest fees amongst ETF providers. I believe that's probably still the case, although I think some others may have come closer towards the same kind of fee level as what Vanguard provides. And as I say, we're using a practice platform on Trading 212. That's why the amount up at the top here is just over 50,000. So basically you're provided with 50,000 theoretical pounds to play with to begin with. And then what I'm doing is I'm investing weekly at a rate of £120 per week. And if you multiply that up by 8 years, so 8 times 52 times 120 basically gives you more or less the 50,000, and that's why it's a roughly 8-year FIRE journey. And we're hoping to see at the end of the FIRE journey that the portfolio value should be significantly better than the 50,000 initially invested. In fact, if I were to make a prediction, by around about year 7, really we should be hoping to see the portfolio double in value compared to the amount invested. That's just the simple mathematics of compounding interest. Although it's not actually interest, but basically it's the compound effect of growth at around about 10% or maybe slightly more per year. And when you multiply that up, you should expect to see a portfolio double roughly every 7 years if the market does perform as it typically does on average. So that's where we're at, guys, and as you might expect, that is going to be it for today. So all that remains really is for me to thank you for watching, to encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in following the journey, and if you particularly enjoyed this episode, to give it a thumbs up. And apart from that, guys, I will be back again next week with more. And in the meantime, have a great end to your Wednesday, and thanks for joining me.